Yes, yes, Sir Hairless here. I don't tell people I have a YouTube channel. Obviously, people close to me know. Several times, Silk Sonic have been recommended to me by those people. People close to me know my music taste, and they say this will be right up my street, especially this song, Leave the Door Open. I'd never heard of Silk Sonic, to be honest, but they are a duo comprising of Paak, I don't know him, and Bruno Mars, whom I do know. I've done one video on Bruno, that was Die With A Smile. Lovely, gorgeous duet with Lady Gaga. That came out in August of 2024. Right now it's August of 2025. So I got a bit of nostalgia for that, thinking about that summer and listening to that song all the time, and in turn some nostalgia for Bruno. So what better time than now to finally get to this recommendation. The song is from 2021. Let's get straight into it.
Say baby, what you doing? Where you at? Oh, you got plans. Don't say that. Shut your trap. I'm sipping wine. In a robe. I look too good to be alone. My house clean. My pool warm. Just shake. Smooth like a newborn. We should be dancing,
Smooth like my head.
romancing in the east wing and the west wing of this mansion. What's happening? I ain't playing no games. Every word that I say is coming straight from the heart. So
Woohoo! This is smooth. So smooth. I stopped here. I will pause. Copyright is always a big problem. Pausing obviously puts breaks in my video to show it's not a listening alternative. So if you absolutely hate pauses and talking, well, my video is probably not for you. But yeah, this is smooth. There's so much going on in the music as well. I'm struggling to keep up with the lyrics whilst focusing on the harmony. I do want to talk about the harmony, maybe just briefly, because I could go into so much detail, and the harmonic shift that we've just had now, completely new chords and everything, very soul-y or funky in style, much more aligned with jazz harmony compared to traditional classic harmony. We're 51 seconds in. I'll remember that from when we continue. Yeah, just a few things from the opening. So smooth. Lovely percussion first, and then we get this chord, the first chord we hear, and it's not a standard chord. Major 7th. That chord is interesting, and it's cool because in the background we have this descending sound going down, whatever that is, and sustained chords. They're a complete contrast to each other. I love their movement as well.
say baby, what you doing?
So smooth. I love the call and response between the melody and then the others. I'm not too sure who these others are. I know Bruno, and this I assume is Paak. I did have a little Google image of him earlier. Every person here extremely important, and when I do these videos I like to try and focus on everyone, not just the lead singer. I believe a song as a whole is a construct of everyone involved. The bassist though, and the bass line is so important. Let me quickly just run through the 4 chords that we're hearing. F major, 7, because the 7th note is in there. And the F, the root note in the bass, remains as we go into the 2nd chord, which is a G chord, but with the F at the bottom, and in turn we get this dissonance now. But it's interesting because it's on the bass. Usually the bass is not typically your dissonant note. The strings just providing some additional movement in these sustained chords. And those final 2 chords, E minor, again with the 7th note, and then A minor, again with the 7th note. So those 4 chords work really nicely. The bass line, simple. That 2nd chord, as we just said, giving extra dissonance in there. And you'll notice that 3 of those 4 chords are 7th chords, so just your chord with the 7th note added in there. Die With A Smile, I mentioned in my video basically the whole song is just made up of these seventh chords. So maybe Bruno Mars just really, really loves them. They just give it this smooth, groovy feel rather than just having your standard chords.
Say, baby, what you doing? What you doing? Where you at? Where you at? Oh, you got plans. You got plans. Don't
And the choreography in the video as well, subtle as it is, they're all sitting down and therefore they're naturally quite limited. They're not going to be dancing around. All in the shoulder movement. I think it's super effective. Well, this is my first time hearing Paak sing, unless he sings other famous songs, but I just don't know him by name. Airy voice, as well as the backing singers in this call and response style.
don't say that. Shut your trap. I'm sipping wine. Sip, sip. In a robe. Drip, drip. I look
I just love it. Sip, sip. Drip, drip. Sounds so much less cool me talking in this very English accent.
good. Look too good to be alone. My house clean.
Little switch to the head voice.
My pool warm. Just shake. Smooth like a newborn.
And again, moving up, but this time actually moving down with words. And I love because you don't know if they're going to repeat the words that were just sung, like house clean.
My house clean. My pool warm. Just shake. Smooth like a new.
Or new words like here. Overall, I think it's great. It sounds quite simple. It's not. There's a lot going on. Differences in lyrics, repetition, the harmony is cool. Let's carry on from where we just paused because the harmony becomes pretty crazy at that point.
Of this mansion, what's happening? I ain't playing no games. Every word that I say is coming straight from the heart. So if you're trying to lay in these arms, I'ma leave the door open. I'ma leave the door open. I'ma leave the door open, girl. I'ma leave the door open. Let you feel the way I feel, and you want me like I want you tonight, baby. Tell me that you're coming through. Ooh, you're so sweet, so tight, I won't.
Oh, sorry. Sometimes I just have to laugh. It's difficult to explain. I guess I'm a little bit conscious of being on camera. If I was listening by myself, off camera, I don't know what I'd be doing. I'm not the kind of person to overreact for you, so maybe that makes for a bit of a boring video. I apologize. But yeah, maybe you can see my face becoming red, my eyes watering a little bit. It's not just really smooth, right? It's the deeper level. The harmony that we're hearing, these chord changes are so unexpected. It's just like a really nice surprise. I did not know what to expect, but now I understand why people have been recommending this to me, especially saying it will be up my street. If you're watching this, hopefully you are really enjoying it too. Again, I'll just go back and I can't point out everything. You know what? Let me just show you let's find the chords online. It will be quicker than me figuring them out and showing you on the keyboard. If you don't play piano, me showing you on the keyboard is a bit pointless. Right, here we are. So as we can see in the introduction, I showed the 4 chords: F major 7, G over the F at the bottom, causing that dissonance in the second chord, E minor 7, A minor 7. I got them right. Good. Here in the pre-chorus where they started to change, you don't need to know about theory, but you can just see by the names that they are not standard. This one, for example, that AB is an A flat. Standard chord would just be A flat. But no, we've got add 9, which means that now the 9th note is in there. Then A flat major 7 again, G minor 7, F minor 7, G7 sus 4. That's a suspension, a 4/3 suspension.
So if you're trying to lay in these arms,
That's the 4th note. That then resolves down to the 3rd note.
I'ma leave.
Except we don't get the resolution there. Here's our G chord. This one here, C is note number 4. So it's suspended and then it would move down. But they don't move down. They keep that suspension in there, unresolved. And the 7th note is in there as well. So I won't go into every chord, but basically we can see that the chords are very funky. We've got extra notes all over the place that just really add to the coolness, the grooviness of it. Yeah, there are some dissonances here and there, but they're very subtle.
The door open. I'ma leave the door open. I'ma leave the door open, girl. I'ma leave the door open.
Fairly simple harmonies and 3/4 part. The one line that stuck out to me there, I'ma leave the door open.
I'ma leave the door open.
And we can see how it's sort of, well, let's just use the word syncopated.
I'ma leave the door
especially against the bass part. It makes it a bit difficult to know when the strong beats are or the weak parts, because you've got the vocals singing oh, but then the bass comes in oh, boom, boom, boom. So they're somehow getting rhythmic differences and variety in this really smooth and quite consistent piece of music. Bruno, I don't really need to say anything. He's super well known for a reason. He has a fantastic voice, is a fantastic musician. That reminds me of a bit in Die With A Smile.
So I'ma love you every night like it's the last night.
Great song. But so is this. I'm really, really enjoying this. I'm trying to keep my videos shorter. My longer videos, people just stop watching after like halfway through. I do have more to say, but I think let's just carry on with the song. Sorry, just final thing. Lovely chromatic bit. This is just before we paused. Those top two notes are just passing notes. You don't really need them. The harmony is.
Oh, you're so sweet, so tight, I won't bite unless you like. If you smoke, what you smoke? I got the haze. And if you're hungry, girl, I got the lace. Oh, baby, don't keep me waiting. There's so much love we could be making. I'm talking kissing, cuddling, rose petals in the bathtub. Girl, it's jumping, it's bubbling. I ain't playing no games. Every word that I say is coming straight from the heart. So if you're trying to lay in these arms, I'ma leave the door open. I'ma leave the door open.
Oh, it's so smooth. The main thing to note of that section we just heard is, yeah, it's the rhythms at this point. If you enjoy these videos or find them helpful, please consider supporting me. Patreon has a bunch of exclusive benefits, behind the scenes videos, additional reaction content, Q&A videos, and more. For a one-time donation, you can donate me a hot chocolate at the Buy Me a Coffee link, or become a YouTube member for these groovy emojis and membership badges. And a huge thank you to these lovely people on the screen now. I've kind of got over the harmonic surprises, and now the rhythms are really just what keeps the feeling of variety in there somehow, and that really ties into the lyrics as well. It's all very well having lyrics, you have to set them to music, which is also all very well. You have your melody, but then how do you make them interesting? When do the sub melodies or the calls and responses come in? The rhythms are the reason they exist.
I'm talking kissing, cuddling, rose petals in the bathtub. Girl, it's jumping.
And it's surprising. I hear kissing, chum, cuddling, chum, and then I think it's going to happen again, but no.
I'm talking kissing, cuddling, rose petals in the bathtub. Girl, it's jumping, it's bubbling. I ain't playing no game.
And then into the new harmonic section. It's just a really well written song. I'm going to stop talking. Let's carry on.
That you feel the way I feel, and you want me like I want you tonight, baby. Tell me that you're coming through.
Bruno's chest voice, he can just go so high in chest voice. I'm sure you're aware, but I just need to say it so it's here as evidence that I have said it on video. His chest voice is really, it's just rare. It's so rare to have someone to be able to sing the way he does. Having a voice type like that isn't enough. You have to have the musicality, the passion, the musicianship. You know, you have to have everything. He can dance, he can sing, he can do it all. But having that voice type certainly helps. He just knows how to use it. Maybe it's the video, but this song kind of feels like I'm in a dream somehow. Yeah, it's so cool.
That you
guy. Yes. That was really good. That was really good. I'm not going to sit here and jabber on for ages. Obviously, there's so much going on. This is one of those songs where I could sit and talk for hours and hours, but I won't. I will instead listen to this many more times, edit this video, and probably cringe quite hard at whatever my face was doing in that video. I apologize in advance, or now it's after the fact. Please just accept my apology. Really nice. If Silk Sonic's other songs are like this, I think I will be very much in for a treat. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Let me know other songs by Silk Sonic or Bruno Mars or Anderson .Paak or any of the other musicians that are similar to this that you think I'd enjoy. That could be good to do a video on. Liking the video helps with the algorithm, so do comments so much. Even if you don't want to write any words, let's just do a music emoji like you see on the screen now. Nice and simple. Subscribe as well, helps beyond belief. And on that note, I'll see you in the next one.